Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Friends, the last 2 days have been terrible. The markets have been going crazy, especially with the inflation news coming up so hot. So I guess we are on the beginning of a bear channel. And as anticipated, I wish I had trusted the election year, presidential election year prophecy or the data trend and sold off everything maybe on 15th of February or something like that. I would have been happier. But then after 15th of February, there was a whole lot of market momentum and price rise. So that kind of dragged me in a little bit more of greed. So here we are, and this is what the market does. Let's have a look at what it has done today and see if we still have any supports, how far it can fall before some good news comes in and before people get used to the new reality that we are going to have later rate cuts and less rate cuts this year. Let's get started. Welcome back, friends. First, let's go and check out the fear and greed index. So this is the fear and greed index. It's at 73. The greed is reducing, but very gradually. And if we were to go and look at the stock market heat map, and you can see that it's a sea of red with just Microsoft and Apple, Google, and Amazon showing some green. But mostly, most of the sectors have been red. So money has been drained out, especially because of the fear that interest rates will remain elevated for a longer period of time. With that, I think I would like to go and have a look at the TradingView platform and look at the futures. And you can see that the futures are moderately negative already, but they are still within the bull channel. So from a technical perspective, I'm feeling reasonably okay, except that the momentum is dropping out here, which is not a good sign. But still, the momentum is quite strong. It's above average. So let's see what happens tomorrow. And then we have the QQQ, which was down minus 0.25%, and it has been just about supported by the diagonal line of support. So tomorrow I'm afraid that there is a really good chance that we may break down below this diagonal line of support, in which case our next support is going to be at 429.59. And I hope that we don't break through that tomorrow. Let us look at the VIX. The VIX was supported by this diagonal line of support. It almost came as close to it and then bounced back up again. And the VIX has a resistance out here at 16.05. So we'll watch how the proceedings go. S&P 500 is still on the bull track. Momentum is also pretty good. Dow Jones was down minus 0.29%. And let me draw a channel and see how it is doing. So it's still on a bull channel. It was supported again today once by the bull channel. So so far so good. And if you look at Russell index, I don't think we are going to meet the target of the Russell index. I think we just briefly touched it once, the head and shoulder target. Now we are firmly on our way back. Momentum is also just about average. So Russell is also likely to fall further. Put call ratio is almost neutral. And the number of S&P 500 companies above 50-day average is starting to drop significantly today. It dropped 7.9%. Doesn't look good. Guys, I think we are going to have a prolonged period of weak markets. Potentially, I think it should pick up somewhere around the first week of April. Let's look at genomics first. And in genomics, Caribou was down 4.29%. And it's on a bull channel so far. Let us see what happens. It is recovering from this huge drop. I made a video today on Caribou earnings and what I think about it. Please check that out. PACB was down 7.78%. If I were to just pull this across further, it is still perfectly on the diagonal line of support on a bear channel going down. I don't know how much more it's going to fall. Once a great company, PACB has gone down significantly. Beam was down 7.39%. It's on a bear channel already, and also momentum is down. So the channel is looking weak. Bluebird Bio, let us see if they have declared earnings. They have not yet declared earnings, and they have not responded to my email to their investors department asking when their Q4 earnings is going to come. Doesn't sound great. I hope they don't have some bad news to hide. They are still on the bear channel. They just cancelled out yesterday's gain with a loss today. The two candles cancel each one out. Chart is looking terribly weak. Intelia was down 4.01% and chart is looking weak. And Verb was down 5.16%, again weak chart. Prime was down 13.18%. That's a huge drop. Let us see if there is any news. There is no news as such. We'll find out if there was any news, but it's a huge drop. And if we go to Bionanogenomics, it was down 5.56. It has broken down below the line of support that I had created. And I'm going to mark this red as resistance going forward. And momentum is also very weak, so not looking good. ARCG down 3.83%, looking very weak. And then Illumina was down 3.52%. I was hoping that we would be breaking out on the upside because we were kind of forming a pennant on a bull channel, but the inflation news, I think, has made a decision on behalf of the investors that Illumina has got to go down. So if Illumina comes to somewhere around this level of 94 or something under 100, I'll definitely be interested in Illumina. Great company. DNA was down 9.40% at $1.06. It's almost close to becoming a penny stock. And chart is also looking very weak. Editas was down 5.12%. Very weak chart again here, and it has broken down below the line of resistance that we had, line of support we had created, and that is becoming a line of resistance now at $8.38. Allo was down 7.89%, and again chart is looking very weak. CRISPR was down 3.70%, very weak chart again. IMTX was down 0.84%, and we have the rest I will ignore because I don't want to check them out. We don't track these. I'm just going to remove these so that I don't get distracted. Okay, so next let's go on to AI, and in AI I'm going to sort it on winners and losers. The biggest winner today was Google, which broke through this line of resistance or line of supply. This is a very good sign for Google. It was up 2.54%. Microsoft was also able to break through a line of resistance and at 421 and convert that into support. Amazon was up 1.24%, still staying on the bull track. Chart is looking pretty good. Apple was above. Apple went up 1.09% and stayed above the line of support at 170.83, looking pretty good at this point of time. But momentum has to improve a lot. The momentum is picking up rapidly. That's why I'm saying it is looking good, but anything above 50% is where I'll get excited. AVGO, which is basically Broadcom, was down 0.35%, trading in a very narrow range, and chart is weak. And we have Applied Materials Inc., which was up 0.09%. Again, chart is looking good. Momentum is above average, and AVG was up 0.35%. That is Broadcom, and traded in a very narrow range, but chart is looking a bit weak out here. Oracle was up 0.01%, and chart is actually very overbought. It needs to cool down a little bit more, so it will consolidate a little bit more, and then we'll see what happens. ARM was down minus 0.24%, and in the process it has taken the support out here at 129.89, and it's currently at 130.96. Qualcomm was down minus 0.47%, ended at 168.45. Momentum is looking a bit weak, but still above average, so we have some hopes for that. Adobe dropped around 0.54% on weak outlook, and the chart is also just about average. I don't know where it's going to go. Its earnings came out well, but the outlook is weak. And Meta was down minus 0.75%, and it has fallen down below this diagonal line of support. So I'm going to convert this into a diagonal line of resistance. And our momentum is still viable. It's above average, but it's winding down. But given that TikTok is likely to get banned, I think Meta and Google will have a very good opportunity, because Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube are competing for that market share. And then we have ASML, which was down minus 0.93%. Momentum is above average, but chart is starting to look weak. FNGO was down 1.01%. It closed the day at $3.10, still creating a huge suspense. It was supported by this diagonal line of support at 309.85. So I'm feeling very, very optimistic, because tomorrow the conjunction of this diagonal line of support and the horizontal line of support is going to make it very difficult for FNGU to break down below it. But we'll see what happens. If it doesn't break down below it, then we are definitely going to be on the bull channel. And until we cross this diagonal line of resistance of the other bear channel, we won't be able to be sure. But at least for the next few days, it will be a bit of a relief. Chart is not giving any, RSI is not giving any indication where it's going to go. Intel was down 1.11%, has got a really good support at 41.98. Momentum is weak and falling down. Chart is looking weak. And when it comes to Cloudflare, it was down 1.76%. Again, chart is looking weak out here. Palantir was down 2.28%. And the momentum is starting to go down. Momentum is above average, but it's moving in the wrong direction. And also we have fallen below the line of support, which was out here. And I'm going to convert that into a line of resistance for Palantir. It can still be in a junior bull channel, or it could decide to create a new bear channel. We'll see what happens. And then we have Micron Technology, which was down 2.90%. And chart doesn't give an indication whether it's going to fall further, but momentum is unwinding very fast. So I think it will go down rather than up. Nvidia was down 3.24%. And I can see a bullish pennant forming out here. And I'm hoping against hope that I'm right and that Nvidia will bounce back up again, because we have bullish pennant out here. And this is the resistance line. So let us see what happens tomorrow. Momentum is still viable, though it is unwinding fast. AMD was down 3.97%, and momentum is looking weak. It got supported today by 184.34. But I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, because momentum is pointing downwards, which means it's not good for tomorrow. However, if Nvidia picked up, I think AMD and ARM will pick up, and also FNGU will pick up. Tesla was down 4.12%, broken below all the lines of support in the last 1 week. And the latest line of support that it has breached is 165.84. I have already got rid of my Tesla stocks. I'm glad I did, because there was more loss today. Super Microcomputer Inc. was down 4.88%. Chart is still looking pretty strong, even though momentum is unwinding fast. Momentum is pretty high, so it could still pick up tomorrow. Well, friends, it's a waiting game, and I'm just going to be watching from the sidelines. Whatever cash I have got, I will keep it for dollar cost averaging. Wherever I have profits, I will see if I should book them. I already booked a bunch of profits today. I sold off all the Nvidia that I had, of course, at a profit, good profit. I had good profits on them. And I've also sold off a few other shares. I don't remember. A couple of counters I sold off. FNGU was one of them, with profits, of course. I'm going to wait in the sidelines and see if I can pick up CRISPR when it goes to around 70 and restore my position that I had sold. I sold CRISPR at close to $80, so I want to buy it back at around 70. So that's the game plan, and I would also like to buy back FNGU and Nvidia. So that's my plan. Please let me know what you think about the market. Are we already into a bear channel? Please put your comments in the comment section. It will also help me and the rest of the people in the community. Thanks, and have a great day. I'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Bye.